Hi, I'm Cat Boynton, and welcome back to Young Professional Actors. We did it, so can you. Today, we're going to be talking to Skye Alyssa Friedman from Jupiter, Florida, who appeared in the Broadway production of Annie. So thank you so much for being here today.
Of course.
So how old are you?
I'm 18.
And how old are you when you booked your role on Broadway?
I was 11 years old, and then I turned 12 during the show.
How long were you on Broadway for?
About 7 months, and then the show closed, but it was wonderful.
Yeah, and did you have much experience before your Broadway debut?
I had done a few regional shows at the Maltz Jupiter Theatre. I was in Sound of Music, which was my first professional show. I was 9, and I played Gretyl. I also did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and The Music Man.
How exactly did you book a Broadway role?
Yeah, so I went to a master class with Nancy Carson, who is a famous child agent in New York at the Maltz Jupiter Theatre, and I did not know really what the class was. I just thought it was, you know, another class where you would learn a little, and that's the end of that. But while I was there, I ended up singing and doing scenes, and a few days after the class, my parents got a call from Nancy saying that she was interested in representing me. And we were really hesitant at first, so we were kind of like, no, because that's a big step. But she was like, all right, just think about it, and you can let me know when you're ready. So about a month later, we were like, all right, let's do it. Let's take the leap. So I started going to New York and auditioning for Broadway shows, and I kept getting really close, but something was always off. I was too tall or too short, just, you know. So I took a year and a half off because it's a lot, it's a big commitment. And then actually I got the email to audition for Annie, and we were like, I don't think so. And then actually 2 other Broadway shows were auditioning in that same weekend, so we were like, okay, 3 for 1, we'll go do it. So I went up there and the audition, it went great. Then we were on the plane back home, and I got an email saying that they wanted to see me for the callback. But I was like, I have a science fair then, so I told them that I couldn't go to the callback because we didn't want to miss my science fair. So then when we landed, they were like, okay, we're just going to push her past that callback because we're really interested in her. So I ended up going to the final callback week. We canceled our vacation that we had booked forever, and that went really well. And then 45 minutes after the final callback, I got into the car with one of my best friends, and I got a call from my agent saying that they wanted to offer me a role in Annie, and it was so exciting, but my agent couldn't talk at the time, so she was like, I gotta go. So she hung up, and we were like, what role? Give me more details. So she finally called us back a half hour later and filled us in, and yeah, it was a really surreal moment.
So when you were in Annie, what role did you have specifically? Were you standby?
Yeah, I was a standby for Annie, Duffy, July, Pepper, and Tessie, so I covered 5 roles, and that means that I had to be ready to play any character at any time. So sometimes I would find out a few days before, or sometimes it would be an hour before, sometimes it would be in the middle of the show that I would have to jump in. And having 5 characters that you have to cover means that you have to know each specific character's track, their choreography, their staging, their harmonies. So it's different for every character. So it's a big undertaking, but I'm really grateful that I had that challenge at that age.
So you were in the show for quite a bit of time. Yeah. Did you review this constantly, all the different tracks?
Yeah, so I had a notebook that was filled with very detailed notes. That was a skill that I learned during Annie, and that was taught to me by our dance captain, how to take extremely specific choreography notes. I also really relied on color coding, so I remember Duffy was green and Annie was red, and so it was color-coded in my notebook as well, so when I knew I was going on for a certain track that day or something, I would be like, okay, Duffy's green, and then I would go over the green notes in my notebook just to refresh my memory.
Yeah, that's a great system. So did you learn any major lessons that you'd like to share on Broadway?
I think that organization and responsibility was one of them because, again, that's a big challenge, especially for an 11-year-old, so I did really learn how to take great notes, how to study, and I think that those skills have kept with me today, even in academic life. I also think I learned a lot about community and kindness because our cast had a really strong bond, and I think that was a really beautiful thing. And I also think I learned that you just have to be prepared and ready for anything, be adaptable, and I think that's really helpful in life as well as in theater.
So besides Annie, you were part of other professional productions. Do you want to speak about your time in those productions?
Yeah, so besides the ones that I mentioned, Sound of Music and Music Man, I also did Billy Elliot and The Audience.
What was your favorite professional production that you've been in, besides Annie?
Yeah, no, I would say The Audience for sure. It was my first straight play that I did professionally, and I really found a love for just straight acting. I mean, I had always done musicals, and I still love musicals with all my heart, but I think a major passion for me right now is just straight theater, because I just love the complexity of it and just the simplicity of it. Also, I was the only child in the audience, and I was so close with my cast, and I got really close to all these adults who are super influential to me today, and I still talk to them all the time, so I was able to form really close friendships. And then also, I've always loved like British culture and everything British, and I got to play young Queen Elizabeth II. So that was a really exciting role for me. I even got to do my, upper class British accent, and I loved that show with all my heart.
What other accents can you do?
Ooh, I can do British, Southern, Brooklyn. I'm starting to work on like Russian and Irish. I enjoy like trying to learn accents.
So was that a local production?
Yeah, it was in Jupiter at the Maltz.
How do you find out about auditions? Do you use the agent?
I don't go through the agent normally for local. I think for The Audience, actually, the Maltz emailed me and asked me to come in. But also, they frequently post their casting notices and stuff. So if you're paying attention to like different theaters and when their season comes out, and also there's casting websites like Backstage, and so you can just keep an eye out for those and find the auditions.
So along with various performance opportunities on the stage, whether it be Broadway or other professional productions, you've also done a lot of film, right?
Yeah, some TV, yeah, on-camera acting.
So what has been your favorite moments?
Ooh, I don't know, because I've had a lot of different diverse experiences. I guest starred on Nickelodeon's I Am Frankie, which was really fun, and then I also shot a sizzle reel pilot type project for Nickelodeon, which unfortunately never came out because it never got picked up, but I'm really grateful for that experience. I also was in Cupcake Wars during Annie because they were doing an Annie anniversary episode, and that was an experience because we were shooting at like 5 a.m. in the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square, and you have to keep eating the cupcakes. So it's like 5 a.m. and you like haven't even eaten breakfast, and they're like, here's a cupcake, and you're like, and then they're like, okay, shoot again, grab another cupcake, and you're like, a good cupcake, but it's literally 4 a.m. in the morning. So.
Were they good cupcakes though?
They actually were. They were delicious, but I mean, you definitely had to eat a lot of them so they could get the take. So like after a few of them, you're like, okay, this is a lot of sugar in the morning.
Just never eat a cupcake again.
Yeah, I was like, I need a break. And then I've done a bunch of different commercials. I did a commercial for the Michigan Lottery, which I loved, and I've done some fun like kid product commercials.
So obviously theater and film are very just different worlds.
Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge when you're filming in front of like a camera or acting in front of a camera?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge with on-camera acting is on set, there's a lot of like waiting, and there are long days, and it's so odd because you're sitting around for hours, and then they're like, go, you gotta shoot the scene. So I think the juxtaposition of like being like tired and lethargic with the waiting and then like having to shoot right in the energy into the scene can be difficult, but honestly I found such a passion for on-camera acting, and I want to keep pursuing that.
That's amazing. So obviously, I mean, as theater and film are different, the auditions for them are different too. Yeah. Can you speak a little bit about the differences between film auditioning and theater?
Yeah. I think with theater, typically you're in the room for the first audition, so you're getting to really meet people in person, you're getting to explore more a bit because you can work with the casting director, whereas typically for on-camera acting, I mean, of course there's exceptions, but you're normally self-taping the first round, so you don't have that personal experience. I think that self-tapes are a really great tool in our industry, but it's definitely different. And then the process of TV, film, and theater is different, like approval-wise. The TV film process is very complex, and like the network has the final say, whereas theater, the director typically has the final say. So they're just different, but it works.
Yeah. So now what are you up to? Do you have any upcoming auditions, projects, shows?
Yeah, I mean, things have been difficult because of quarantine, so there's not too much going on right now. And last year was my senior year of high school, so I kind of booked myself out which means I didn't go on any auditions because I was focusing on college. But I mean, lately I've been doing some, online events while in quarantine. Last night I just did this live Annie Q&A to raise money for the Actors Fund, which is a great organization. So I'm keeping myself busy with little online projects.
Yeah, so as a senior who just graduated, what are your plans for the future?
Yeah, I'm planning to attend Pace University in New York City for a BFA in acting, and I'm really excited. I can't believe I'm lucky enough to go there because that acting program is phenomenal, and it's one of the top in the country, and I fell in love, so.
And I believe you just won a scholarship award from the Carbonell Awards, right? Do you want to speak a little bit about what the Carbonell Awards are?
Yeah, so I like to say that the Carbonell Awards are South Florida's version of the Tonys. So the Carbonell Awards basically recognize great art and great artists in our South Florida theater community. And the Carbonell Awards offer a scholarship to 3 seniors every year who are planning to pursue theater or journalism. It's the Jack Zink Memorial Scholarship. So I had learned about it several years ago, and I kept waiting until I was a senior to apply, and I finally got to apply this year, and I'm so grateful to receive the Palm Beach County and Tri-County Awards. So.
Yay, well, congratulations. And if there was one piece of advice you could give to someone trying to pursue a career in theater, what would it be?
I would say, first off, be kind, because number one, it's important to just be kind in life. And second, the theater and acting community is so small, and you will learn that very quickly. And so it's very important to make a good impression and just be kind to everyone you meet, because you're probably going to work with them in the future. And I would also say, don't let rejection get to you, because it's not personal. It doesn't reflect your talent or your worth. It's really just what they need for that specific project. And keep learning, keep training, and don't compare yourself to others and others' journey, because that's not beneficial for anyone. You have your own unique, you're your own unique self, and you have your own unique journey. And so if you just keep learning and you keep training and you keep persevering, you're gonna reach your dreams.
Well, thank you. That's amazing advice. Congratulations on the scholarship. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much for
glad
having me.
we got to talk and everything, and I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Catherine Boynton, and this is Young Professional Actors. We did it, so can you.